Rock's 5th annual Almost Acoustic Christmas, featuring Weezer.
Right now we're just starting to get like major exposure, so there's a lot of people that only know like the one chorus and that's it. But people who buy the album tend to know the whole thing inside and out. And it's a great feeling.
We played a show in D.C. where I swear to you, they sang every word to every song on the record so loud. It was like, I mean, people definitely, everybody that I met really knew the record, so.
When I wrote all these songs, there was no audience. I really only had myself to consider, which is still true to a certain extent, but the reality is a lot of people are going to hear our next record, and I know it. That's kind of in my mind somewhere. I think lyrically I've evolved to a point where I can ensure that my message is going to get across more intact by having more bland lyrics. So probably less people will like it, but the people who do like it will be able to understand it much more readily. Everything's happening so fast.
Dealing with everything is really strange at this point because it's pretty overnight and it's kind of weird. The thing that can be said about all of us for at least the last couple of months is that we're completely brain dead, so that we're not really reacting to things at all. I mean, we're in a van usually like 10 hours a day. It's leaking all over us, and we don't talk to each other too much while we're in the van. We're all like listening to Walkmans and reading books and just trying to stay sane somehow. We've been doing that, like chasing down gigs for 2 months straight. And when we started, we thought, okay, you can put us out for a year and a half and it'll be fine. We're just going to tour off this record like crazy. And after like our first week, we went out with this band Lush, and first week we were like, oh my God, it's been a year. Lush was the best experience for us. It was our first tour. We'd never gone out before really at all. They just totally took care of us the whole time. It was really nice, and it was kind of a cool experience because right before we went out, we were just like, oh, they're English, and they're just going to treat you like, all going to be snooty and arty and all this, and it was completely the opposite.
There's some weird nights,
but some of them were really good.
Guys with eyeliner on, just like standing there in the front row, like, come on.
Yeah, there's definitely some black lipstick happening and all that, I think what's really funny is that they're somewhat embarrassed of that whole thing. It's just like, why are these people showing up to our shows? Why are our fans insane, or whatever. But some nights were just like, we played in New York, and the crowd was great. For the most part, people were really great.
I think some of those references, I wasn't even thinking of them as popular culture. Like, those were kind of more the things that made me feel like an outcast. And so, yeah, they were things that are really important to me instead of just things that I think are popular. It seems like maybe a lot of other people feel like outcasts also because they're kind of identifying with them. I think I'm largely unaware of an audience when I'm writing songs. It's pretty much, I feel very alone. And I'm just trying to write a song that when I listen back to it, I can say, yeah, that's me. I have to say it wasn't really calculated at all. It just came about after experimenting with songwriting, just writing more and more songs and just trying to find out what feels like the most honest way to write and to get the most of myself out into a song.
The strangest thing is I think that some of the songs are actually on the record. I think in the beginning I thought, well, this is such a rip-off of this or whatever, this sound. But it's just like after a while, just playing them so much in the clubs, and nobody showing up, and like just figuring out who we are as players and as a band, and like what our own part of the band is. It's like then the songs became more ourselves too.
There's some obvious elements that really make up the Weezer style, and it's kind of stupid to talk about and you feel silly, but when I wrote the Sweater song, it was like, now there's a lyric that's like really wild and catchy, and I'm still singing about something that's really meaningful to me and important to me, and it's still like all crammed into this short little pop song. Sometimes a great melody and a really weird lyric pop out at the same time, but most of the time it seems like the melody comes out with a really stupid lyric, like, ooh yeah baby.